strict instructions from my wife, and also from my daughter, who frightens me more than my wife, not to take too long. So I'm going to adopt the adage of the cycle wheel manufacturer, who said that longer the spoke, the greater the top. Today is a significant day for all of us, but you could argue that every day is a significant day for someone. For some families, some business, some sports teams, some community. If you look at the pages of history, I looked at the Chronicle of the 20th century, we saw a number of things that happened on the 30th of December. 1902, Gillette patented the safety razor. What's wrong with this thing? John Kennedy was announced winner of the US presidential election. And then in 1970, there was a menswear design contest which was won by a Mr. Smart. The thing was that his initials, and this is true, were Ulysses R. I'm not sure what the R stood for, but you are smart. Just the type of guy to win such a competition. 30th of December 1979, Richard Rogers died. In 1982, and you're like this, England beat Australia by 3 runs in the 4th test at Melbourne. 30th of December was a significant day for Rudyard Kipling. Every year it's his birthday. But this is a significant day really for us today, isn't it? But in particular, it's a significant day for the Lows, the Mackenzies, the Wicks and the Millers, but especially for Rob and Ali. So before going any further with this, can I, on behalf of the parents, thank everyone for supporting Rob and Ali on this, their special and significant day. Thank you very much. Now, an occasion like this makes you aware how quickly time passes. It seems hardly possible to me that the Allison saga began early in 1977. Janet was feeling that things were not right here and there, particularly there, went to see the doctor, and the doctor said that he thought that she had an ovarian cyst. And told her to come back sometime later, but this, if it was an ovarian cyst, it could get bigger and could be taken away at the appropriate time. I was very helpful and reminded her that a friend of ours has had an ovarian cyst removed, and this was as big as an orange. But actually, Janet went back to the doctors, I think 2 weeks or so later, and he was a good doctor. I was surprised that we misdiagnosed it, but he really was a good doctor. And we learned then that it wasn't an ovarian cyst, it was something that was going to grow much bigger than an orange, a much bigger problem, still is today, and we wouldn't have it any other way. That was a real blessing to us, and also, of course, to Christopher and Joanne. Alison has had her moments. I can see her now 5 weeks old in Addenbrooke's Hospital, wrapped in foil, with tubes in and drips and so on, awaiting surgery. That was a scary time for us. I didn't see her, but Janet can remember her because I wasn't there. 9 months old, she watched the 1978 FA Cup final on television from a bouncy chair with a blue and white bobble hat and scarf, witnessing the triumph of Ipswich Town over Arsenal. But put out that she couldn't identify Christopher, Uncle Raymond and me in the crowd. How thoughtless of the television cameraman not to have focused on us, but there were 100,000 people there. I'm going to cut a long story short here, which will please my daughter. Ali soon grew up to become someone of which we are very proud, as indeed our brother and sister a few years before had done. And we're very proud of our children and our 6 lovely grandchildren. We are very proud of the daughter-in-law and son-in-law that Christopher and Joanna obtained for us, and we are delighted to have acquired today another son-in-law who we are sure will make us proud. Now, after the excitements and traumas of school and university, Alison has established herself as a journalist and has been doing work that she enjoys, which is great for us as parents to know. Then one or two gentlemen friends we were introduced to. I use the term reservedly. None were objectionable, and I can honestly say that Rob was the quickest we were able to take to. I remember saying to Janet at the end of the first evening, he's okay. And she said yes. And since that weekend, when they turned up nearly 2 hours late for a meal scheduled for a Friday at 7:30 p.m, Rob has shown real commitment, and so has Ali. They'd only known each other a few months when Rob committed himself to give up his job and go to Australia. If you were a cynic, you might have thought he was not the full ticket for doing this in such a short acquaintance. But we were impressed, and it's worked out. I did have one fright a few months ago, earlier in this year. One Sunday evening I was in the lounge, I'm not sure what I was doing, reading, watching the TV or something, and the telephone rang, and it was Rob calling from Fiji, where they were on holiday. And of course my mind immediately went into overdrive. Thought that it's normally Ali who rings. We had words with Rob at times on the phone, but Ali was the one who initiated phone calls. Why was Rob ringing? There must be something wrong, there must have been an accident, something's happened. And I was in a panic there for a few seconds. But it was no problem. Rob said, tomorrow I intend to ask Alison to marry me. Do I have your permission? We said we would be delighted, and here we are. Somebody wrote a song. Love and marriage go together like a horse and carriage. I don't know who wrote that. A brain surgeon on sabbatical, I shouldn't wonder, but there you are. Anyway, it's true, although some people take their time in coming to that conclusion. Love and marriage do go together in that way. Some people say they're the same, but that's wrong. They need to be kept together, but there are subtle differences. Let me illustrate. Love is dinner for 2 in your favourite restaurant. Marriage is a Chinese takeaway. Love is cuddling on a sofa. Marriage is deciding on the sofa. Love is going to bed early. Marriage is going to sleep early. Love is a romantic drive. Marriage is a tarmac drive. Love is a drink with 2 straws. Marriage is, don't you forget you're driving. Love is holding hands in the street. Marriage is holding arguments in the street. Love is a flickering frame. Marriage is a flickering telly. Love is perfumed candles in the lounge. Marriage is smells on the landing. Love is sweet nothings in the air. Marriage is sweet nothing in the bank. Love is losing your appetite. Marriage is losing your figure. Seriously. We are delighted, Janet and I and the family, and I'm sure you all are, that we have got to where we are today. And we know that these two will look after each other. And that's especially important to us, those of us who are parents. And we wish them every happiness in a long and healthy marriage. May they know God's richest blessing in the days and years which lie ahead. If you have a glass in front of you, will you join me in a toast? Will you be outstanding? Ladies and gentlemen, the toast is Rob and Alison. Thank you.